Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop.
I'm your host.
Your DFS Jerusalem coming to you live from the
Listen, you got 150 entries and then you're a shark and I don't fuck with you.
So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. If you know how I feel about the home dogs, there's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get them in your lineups, get them in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
Going live. Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem. And you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the events from last night, the huge scores, the catastrophe that ensued. We're also going to be jumping into today's 15-game slate. We've got an all-day slate, and then we've got some stuff chopped in between. I think the main is like a 12-game slate, I believe. So we're going to be chopping up there. There are some games that are in danger of being rained out. So today's episode is brought to you by the MLB The Show. Put it on rookie level to score 19 runs. Yo, speaking of the show, the reason why I started early was just two reasons. Number one, the first reason we started early is because my net is fucked. Now I'm gonna make like $15 off of my $15 buy-in, but I'm gonna tell you about that in just a second. And also, I have been playing the show. After last night's show, I was waiting on the YouTube show to upload, and I was like, you know what? While I'm waiting, I'm gonna turn on MLB The Show. I got it on PlayStation. I'm gonna play it a little bit. So I started playing, and I ended up creating myself. I'm creating a guy, Maurice Simmons. I'm a shortstop. I'm about 5'10", 165. Little light exaggeration. So this is like the best video game I have ever played in my fucking life. And before you know it, I got called up to single A, and I'm like a really great shortstop on MLB The Show. And that my agent called me and was like, "Yo, you getting drafted to." It's the shit, bro. MLB The Show is the shit. So I get drafted to the Houston Astros, which as a Yankee fan, it kind of bothered me, but still, I'm just so happy to be a part of, MLB. I'm so happy to be in the big league. I'm like, cool, fuck it. I'll sign with the Houston Astros. So I signed with the Astros, and they sent me back down to some team, some bullshit team. So I'm trying to play my way through that, and hopefully one day get myself, actually on the MLB field. So it's been going pretty well. I hit like 3 jacks already. You know what I'm saying? I'm batting about 220, which is not very good, but still, like it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Like, yeah, Rudy. I'm playing Landon, Rudy. I'm playing in H-Town. So Chris Gray, what's happening, homie? So if you don't have MLB The Show, cop it. If you do, we need to exchange that information so that we can play each other. Yo, I'm an Xbox guy too. I'm an Xbox guy. That's what I got it. But I only got PlayStation so that I could play the show, because I downloaded the Xbox joint, the only game that's licensed by MLB, and it fucking sucks. It's got like Corey Seager on the cover, but the gameplay is horrible. The pitching is like, juvenile. It's bullshit. It's whack. It's like $19. So I got the PS4 just to get MLB The Show, and it came with this game right here, Uncharted. I didn't even open the shit because all I wanted to play was the show. So I'm fucking on that shit, bro. That's like one of the dopest games I've ever played in my life. I love that fucking game. And when Madden comes out, we can get it in too. So now to tell you why tonight sucks for me. Now I'm going to a little bit better than double my buying, because I had some solid plays, right? Detroit stack was popping. I had a few of the guys, Arizona stack we talked about, because if you remember, we talked about these guys on last night's show. I told you, Detroit, stack Detroit. I said Arizona. I said Seattle. And this is not a I said show like I'm always right, because let's be real about it. I'm not always correct about this, you know? It just, today was one of those days. Today was my day. We all are going to have our day. Yesterday, Chris Barth had his day, took down first place in the big tournament. I think today was my day. But the funniest shit in the world, the crazy thing is, I have a few side hustles. I am. Let's be honest with you. I'm a convicted felon. When I was young, I used to dabble in a little bit of the drug dealing, and it kind of fucked my life up. And over the last 15, 20 years, as I've been trying to live right and do the right thing, I placed certain stumbling blocks in front of myself because of things I did when I was young, you know? So I can't get like a regular job like everybody else gets, or I can't work at this place or work at that place or whatever, right? So I have to find different hustles, different streams of income. I have to do that. I've always been a server over the last 15 years because they don't do background checks in restaurants. So the drug conviction that I have doesn't matter, right? So and this is keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can do that. Y'all the fam, right? So I got a bunch of kids, and I got different little hustles. And one of my side hustles is I flip cars. You know what I'm saying? I flip cars a little bit. So today there was an auction here in the city that I live in. So I said, you know what? Remember I said this. I said I love fucking Trey Turner. I said the only play that I like on the Washington side, you can go back and watch this, is Trey Turner. And the only play I like on the Rocky side is Cargo. And the reason why I'm going with Cargo is because I think I was a day early on him. That's what I said. So the news comes out that you can't. Well, the game could rain out. That's what the game could rain out, and I knew that I was going to be at the auction bidding on cars, doing my little other side hustle, so I wouldn't be able to. I had to stay focused, because they'd be like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 25, and you fuck around and you're looking at your phone, looking at fantasy, and you're gonna miss the bid, or you be done bid and lose your money, you know, or pay too much for something shit that you don't want. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take those guys out. I'm not gonna play Turner. I'm not gonna play Cargo. And God damn it. Those guys, with what I already had, the Detroit stack that I had, the fucking the Seattle stack, the Arizona stack, you know, not playing Duffy. I was not gonna play Duffy. It fucking killed me, because I ended up putting him in, taking those guys out. Or when I took those guys out, I put Duffy in, because you know I really wasn't on Duffy like that anyway. So man, it cost me a lot. I think I missed my day. There's nothing worse than missing your turn, because if you are a part of the sweatshop, if you are or not, if you're a part of the Phenom, if you are down with Cammy TL, Vaughn Harris, no matter who you're down with, if you are a part of the YouTube family, cats that keep it real and kick it real with each other, your day is coming. You're going to have a day. You're going to have a day when you get it all right. That's why you got to continue to show up and really control your bankroll, because you don't want to, do like what I did, getting caught up in life and not being able to show up for my turn to win all my money, or you play so much and kick out so much and don't manage your bankroll that when it's your turn, you don't have enough money to play. You were on, guys, and you know what time it is, but you don't have enough money to maximize on it being your turn. So we all are going to get my turn. And I really think today, I'm telling you, I really think today was my turn, and I missed my motherfucking turn. So I'm doubling my buy-in, cool. But I only played like $12, and I'm going to win 15 because of that. Because I changed, because I couldn't be around close enough to lock to make sure that I was going to keep the guys in that I wanted. It's fucking disaster. But I didn't lose anything, probably won't lose anything. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way it is at DFS. I will live to fight another day. Hopefully, I will get another turn to cash in. So, I had no Coors or Washington, Arizona, and Han out here saving. Exactly. That's the boat that I'm in, bro. That's the boat. Today was my day. I got 224 line right now. Go and get it, homie. Well, go and get it. You deserve it. You've been rocking with us for too long. Go and get it. Leroy McConnell said he played both rainouts. Like, that's one of those things, man. Because imagine the ownership that you get in a lot of these Washington guys at, with people like me, that were consumed with regular stuff and couldn't, and was like, yo, I can't trust it, man. That's too much to pay. 55 is too much to pay for Trey Turner for this game to rain out. And I'm, somewhere at Bible study, and Trey Turner is not playing, or I'm doing whatever I'm doing. So that's why it pays to be able to be here and be present, bro. That's why it pays, bro. So we've got a nice 15 game slate. We do got some early stuff tomorrow. It's not the 4 game early that I really like. It's a 3 game early, but nonetheless, it's an early slate. A reason for us to get crunk during the afternoon. I believe that first pitch goes out at 1:40 p.m. And we're gonna roll through it briefly and talk a little bit about pitching and kind of get an idea of some one-off guys that we like. If you want to know who I like the most after the show, go check out the website at www.thedailyfantasysweatshop.com. It's gonna be an article posted up called Guru's Guys. Oh, one more thing. How about your boy Westbrook, man? Westbrook looked like a tied hole. Boy, he looked like a tied hole in the playoffs. He looked like a tied hole. So Trey Turner, 4 runs, 7 RBIs, and the second cycle, he hits for the cycle. The guy that I only like Trey Turner, and the dude hits for the fucking cycle. Nuts. So let's go ahead and roll through some of these games, man. We are gonna start. Cincinnati. It seems like Cincinnati and Milwaukee are playing each other forever, and I really hate the fact that we were not on this series of games from the very start, because it has been electric, and it's something we talked about yesterday. We talked about Cincinnati and Milwaukee being, for some reason, these teams get up against each other on the batting level. We don't see elite stellar pitching from these teams, but we do see batting. And Eric Thames, man, if I combed my hair earlier, I would take my hat off to that dude, man. I'm telling you, that dude is a fucking beast. And finally, he is priced up in a way to where you can think about maybe not playing him. Finally, he's priced up in a way where you could maybe think about not playing him at 5K. But all this time, dude's been 3.8, 3.9, 4.1, 4K, 4.2. You had to have been playing him. You had to. So, on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds, we've got Rookie Davis, who is an actual rookie, I believe. 4.4K. Willie Peralta at 6.8. My suggestion: do not play any pitcher. Mike Dunn, what's happening, homie? Good to see you, fam. My position is do not play any pitcher from this game. Target the bats. If you do, there's going to be a few solid left-hand bats on the Cincinnati side. I think you take a look at, guys like Joey Votto, Scott Schebler, and Zach Kozar is now the league leader in batting average. So he's a guy that has been making solid contact, putting the bat on the ball, and I think that does continue against Willie Peralta. Of course, we've got Eric Thames on the other side at 5K, Travis Shaw, the homie who I really love. So there's a lot to like about this game in general, but do not fuck with the pitching at all. Next game we're talking about is the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox. We got Nate Carnes on the mound at 8K against the White Sox. You've got 10.5 for Jose Quintana. The White Sox still been kicking ass, bro. The White Sox have still been kicking ass. They did the damn thing tonight, man. And, Quintana at 10.5, I think that's a little bit too much for me. It's a part of the early state of games, so I can see the reasoning to have him in there. Nate Carnes, I still think I can play him against the White Sox. Have they turned a corner? Have the White Sox turned a corner? Or Thames took his second drug test of the month tonight. He's clean. The dude is just, I paid a little bit more attention to what's happening, bro. And that ball is not leaving like that from just straight up power. It's a lot to do with the swing, with the motion and the fluid. The dude has an incredible. You remember the swing is violent. The swing is violent. Y'all remember Gary Sheffield? How he used to do that, and he had like the most violent swing. It was like a Darren Collison wife beater type swing, is what Sheffield had, and that's kind of what I think about when I watch Eric Thames swing the bat. He is trying to murder the ball, but the swing is very nice. The swing is very nice. Kaheem Jones. Remember I said Chicago White Sox and the Nationals. Yes. So Carnes, not a pitcher that I'm going to be really targeting tomorrow. Jose Quintana, also not a pitcher I'm going to be targeting. I like pitchers in the third game, man. You can give me all the Lance McCullers for the Houston Astros matched up against the Cleveland Indians. I think I'm going to play McCullers and Trevor Bauer and just get the win from somewhere. Fuck it. That's kind of what I like. That's what I like. The only pitchers I like in that early 3 game, man, are coming from the same game. McCullers and Trevor Bauer I think I may, take a look at Nate Carnes if I want to attack the Chicago White Sox. That's the only place I'll be going. I mean, it's only 3 games. You got 6 pitchers to choose from. Uh, take it or leave it. But I'm just now. Quintana does have that K upside against the Royals. He does have K upside against the Royals. So that's somebody we got to take a look at. Turner damn near 70 points on FanDuel. Good lord, good lord. Next game we're talking about, and I think this game starts the early slate. I look a little bit like Gary Sheffield. Okay, well, I got the violent swing though. I do have the violent swing. He looked like the whiffle up, and then he elected. Yeah, he was something. He was something. All right, so next game we're talking about is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. We've got Alex Cobb on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, Dylan Bundy at 7.8 for the Orioles. You know what? I think pitching wins this game. I do. If for some reason I've got the inclination that pitching is what wins this game. I see a 3-2 game, maybe a 4-1 game, the most lopsided it could be, but it is an 8-point total, so Vegas does not agree with me on this. I kind of like Alex Cobb at 6.4, and I think you can take a shot at Dylan Bundy at 7.8. I kind of like these pitchers in both of these spots. I do. Next game we're talking about Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. This game should play, man. It's a 9% chance of very light rain, 3-mile-per-hour wind. The dew point is 60, and it's going to be 68 degrees in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. Anderson Volquez is at 7K, and that's not a horrible price on him. But I like some of the Philadelphia bats. Herrera, especially, maybe a little bit of Cesar Hernandez. I kind of like Michael Saunders at 3.7. So I think I'm going to take the approach to it, kind of attack the pitching, attack Volquez with the pitching, and you can never look past the Miami bats. They can light it up at the drop of a hat. I really they can. So Miami lefties and Philly bats. That's kind of along the lines that I'm talking about, Kaheem. That's what I feel there. So that's where we're going with that game. This game we're talking about is the Chicago Cubs and the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it's funny because on last night's show, coming after reeling off of the Chicago Cubs ripping off 9 runs in the first 3 innings and then just going completely turkey ham for the rest of the game, kind of the inclination today was to get some of those Chicago bats in our lineups. And if you did that, I'm sorry, it was not very good. The Cubs sucked. They had 1 run scored. I think the only guy that had close to a decent game was, maybe Addison Russell had a good one, and then, not for the price, so to speak, but Chris Bryant did get like 10 points. I think we saw from him. But John Lester is a great play, in my opinion, against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I like him. The Pirates are struggling when it comes to batting, so I think we can definitely take a shot at John Lester. Tyler Glasnow is an early Shelley candidate, in my opinion. I think we can go back and take a look at a lot of those Chicago Cubs bats because they're all not priced up. The prices are still fairly decent on those guys, too. So, next game we're talking about is my New York Yankees going against the Boston Red Sox. We've got Masahiro Tanaka at 7.7 and Chris Sale at 12.2. I'm going to tell you, I'm a Yankees fan. I love my New York Yankees. But Chris Sale is like a Kershaw-esque play. Just play Chris Sale. Play Chris Sale tomorrow. And in the lineups, if you have a lineup, if you have a lineup without Chris Sale, you had best to be playing some Yankee bats. That's just what I feel like. That's just what I feel. JT Fanning says my Sox gonna whoop that ass. You know what? That's quite possible. It could happen. I'm gonna have some Chris Sale. And if you're not 100% Chris Sale, whatever lineup you don't have Chris Sale in, you better have some Yankee bats. Because if you're not gonna play him and you think that he's gonna because this is a dude like he's gonna go ham against the Yankees. He's gonna go ham. He's throwing the ball past those guys. So if you're telling me you're not playing Chris Sale, if you're not gonna be 100% Chris Sales, you're telling me that you really believe that somebody else on the other side is gonna make some solid contact. Now the dude might give up a home run. Same way with Kershaw. He may give up a run or walk a guy gets bunted around, and next thing you know, somebody gets a bullshit double or something and he scores. Yeah, that may happen, but you're not gonna see 2, 3, 4 runs from him. And for that reason, like we talk about a lot in these games, I don't think that we're going to see a ton of runs scored in this game, period. As a matter of fact, right now, there is no over-under that I can show you for this game, but I can guarantee it's 7 or less. you got to pick a side. That's coming from Chris Gray, and I definitely agree with you. So I am all over Chris Sale. I love it. I'm in on it. Masahiro Tanaka, no. No. But he could be a sneaky play because if we don't see a lot of runs scored in this game, then he could be a sneaky play. But I don't think we're gonna have to see a lot of runs scored because I don't think he's gonna play a lot. Heater is over. Awful night. Lost everything. Lost every single line. Miami, Philadelphia got canceled on me and couldn't make up the field on my lineups. Heads up, Guru. Bankroll management is out the window tomorrow. No. No. How you think you're gonna show up to get your money, baby? You managed the bankroll. When you had that big win the other night, you managed the bankroll. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we do in the shop. Next game we're talking about is the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers. This is an 8-point over-under. We've got James Paxton at 8.2 on the mound against the Detroit Tigers. You got Daniel Norris at 6.9. There's two ways we can attack this game. Okay? There's two ways we can attack this game. We can take a look at James Paxton against all of those right-handed bats that I think have woken up and are fairly hot right now for the Detroit Tigers. We saw it last night, 16, 17 runs scored. And we can attack him with Kinsler and Castellanos and Vic Martinez, all of these guys. We can do that. Or we can actually play James Paxton. Now, I'm more along the lines of attacking that left-handed pitcher with some of these right-handed bats. I think Daniel Norris at 6.9 could be a solid play against Seattle, but you know what? Seattle's been hitting the ball very well too. So this game could go either way in a lot of spots. Next game we're talking about is the Atlanta Braves. We got R.A. Dickey against Noah Syndergaard. Syndergaard is another ace-style pitcher you can play, but you know what? If I had to attack one of the aces, if I had to play against one of the aces, it wouldn't be the Yankees against Chris Sale. It would be the Atlanta Braves against Noah Syndergaard. That's if I had to. If I had to attack one of the aces on the slate, it would be I would use some Braves bats against the Mets, and most notably, guys like Freddie Freeman, Inciarte, Nick Markakis. I would take some of those left-handed bats against Syndergaard and New York Mets. So if I'm not playing, if I don't have a lineup with Syndergaard in it, because honestly, this is how most times it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be half. Tehran. I'm sorry, Tehran is playing. I'm sorry, it's Tehran. Most lineups gonna be like this. Either you're gonna have Syndergaard lineups, and then Trout just hit one. Took it to the yard. Yardy for Trout. You're gonna have Syndergaard lineups, and you're gonna have Sale lineups. That's what you're gonna have. That's what you're gonna have. So next game we're talking about is the Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers. We've got Hector Santiago at 5.5 against Cole Hamels at 9.3. I do like Cole Hamels in this spot, even though Met Stack, Conforto, Bruce Gandy. Even though the Minnesota Twins do hit left-handers pretty good, I think that Cole Hamels is a guy that's in a really great spot. A nice contrarian play, in my opinion. I think everybody's going to be paying up for either Chris Sale or Noah Syndergaard. He is one of the guys I really like on that next tier of pitchers, so I'm going to be rocking with some Cole Hamels tomorrow. It's a 9-point total. That's a nice total, pretty loud total, and I think we can also look at some of those Texas bats as well. Next game we're talking about is the Toronto Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals. This game is a great possibility of being postponed or rained out because it's an 87% chance of rain right now. 2-mile-per-hour wind going out toward center field. 62 is the dew point, and the humidity is 88%. So this is a game that probably is not going to play. If it does, Carlos Martinez against Toronto, yes, play. Yeah, you can rock with some Martinez against Toronto, definitely. If the game does play, Matt Latos, no, don't do that. And you can take advantage of some of the St. Louis bats if you like. Next game we're talking about is the third installment of Washington, Colorado. And the events of tonight is going to have everybody so hard. And see, I love slates like this because usually you've got one ace pitcher and cores, and you got to decide two things. First, how the fuck can I get an ace and exposure to cores? Then you got to decide, well, should I get an ace and then don't worry about exposure to cores? Or should I get a cores and don't worry about the ace? Well, tonight, you've got another question. Which ace do I pick? there's no way that I can get, heavy exposure to an ace and then still pay up for really solid bats and cores. So this is going to be a very split slate, man. This slate's going to go three ways. You're going to have Syndergaard lineups, you're going to have Sale lineups, and you're going to have cores lineups, especially based on what they did last night. Yes, I love McCullers in the early. I'm on him. He's my favorite pitcher in the early slate. So Tanner Rourke at 6K, not a great play that I really love. And Tyler Chatwood at 5.4. That dude does deserve consideration for me. Even though he's pitching at cores, I think every so often you can steal the bacon by rostering a pitcher in cores every so often. Now, can we do that against the Nats? I wouldn't advise it, but it's something that is kind of appealing to me. I did this last week with Senzatella when nobody wanted to play him, and it was a very solid return on that investment that we had from him. So I am going to take a slight peek at Tyler Chatwood in this spot and see if I can maybe steal some bacon out of Coors Field. Next game we're talking about is the San Diego Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, Trevor Cahill at 4.2 is on the mound. Taijuan Walker at 7.9 against the Padres. I think you can play Walker, and I do like, again, another Arizona stack. This is just a series of games for the Padres where they're getting smacked around. Every pitcher that they face, that they put up against the Diamondbacks are smacking around. Goldschmidt, Peralta, especially some of the left-handed bats, man. I think this is now you can rock with Jake Lamb. Hopefully he'll be back with the team. So, Arizona is another solid way you can go. Next game we're talking about is the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Matt Shoemaker, who I wanted to pick on last time out, but I kind of thought better of it, had a nice game last time. And I think that can happen again against the Oakland Athletics. So I will be giving some consideration as a pitcher to Matt Shoemaker against the Oakland A's. They got a ton of nice left-handed bats on the Oakland side, so my expectations will be tempered. Like, I don't expect him to go out and have another 25-point DraftKings game, but it is possible. It is possible. So I'm going to take a look at Matt Shoemaker as well in other situations as some of those Oakland bats on the left-hand side. And then we got Sean Manaea at 7.6 going against that Angels order, man, and Trout is ready to turn it up. Trout against lefties is a major. It's a thing. It's a thing. So I definitely think we can take a look at him tomorrow. So last game on the slate is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. This is a class. This is a situation right here, right, where you've got a couple of things going in favor for the Giants. Number one, Johnny Cueto, very solid pitcher. Number two, San Francisco Giants, AT&T Park is a pitcher's park, right? But you've got the Dodgers, who have not hit lefties very well, but they have hit Cueto, the right-hander, pretty well in the past. I think the last time against them, they had a very solid game, I believe. So that's a direction that we can go, especially with some of the LA Dodgers left-handed bats. So I think that, while I don't see ownership being super high enough on Cueto to where, it's this huge, super contrarian play if you stack the Dodgers or play the Dodgers against Cueto, I think most of the coverage is going to be, shifted towards Sale and towards Syndergaard. But I do think you can take a shot at some of the LA Dodgers lefties in this spot. I really do. And Alex Wood, give me some San Fran righties. Give me some San Fran righties in this spot. So, real quick, let's roll back through, do a quick little recap of what we have been talking about. We know in the early, we like the Reds and the Milwaukee game, kind of to stack that in some way, shape, or form. We hate both rookies in this spot, both pitchers in this spot. We know I kind of like Nate Carnes against the Chicago White Sox. Quintana is also in play against the Royals. My favorite from the early is going to be Lance McCullers. I'm probably going to have him in 100% of my early lineups. And Trevor Bauer is also a pitcher that we can look to. I played the Oakland pitcher and still lost. So as far as the main slate go, the 705 slate, give me some Alex Cobb. I'm all good with that against the Orioles, man. I know the bats are big and Camden Yards. You hate to play pitchers, but I like them cats, man. I like Alex Cobb. I think he's a very solid play in the spot. I'm gonna rock with him. And Volquez, I'm attacking him with some Philly bats. We talked about Aaron Nola. I'm attacking him with some Miami bats. I don't like either pitcher in those games. I do like John Lester at 11.6. Also, you can give me some Chris Sale. No on Tanaka. Also, Paxton, I think, can be in a solid spot against Detroit. And no Daniel Norris for me. Syndergaard is a play that I'm going to have some. I'm going to have some Syndergaard, but I'm also going to have some Brave stacks, kind of to hedge my bet. Like on FanDuel, I think I'm going to rock with some Brave stacks. I think I am. But on DraftKings, I'm going to play some Syndergaard. Kind of a hedge. It's 6.5 point total. I like that. I like that, to have Syndergaard in that. Minnesota Twins and the Texans. Santiago's a no, but I do like Cole Hamels to play well against the Minnesota Twins. I can rock with that. And that Toronto and St. Louis game could rain out. If it does play, I think Carlos Martinez, Carmart, is a very solid play against that Toronto order. No pitcher for me on the Washington Nationals side. I'm going to give some consideration to Tyler Chatwood if I think, I can steal a solid pitching performance out of Coors. Every so often, man, you can steal a solid pitching performance out of Coors, man, that is totally contrarian, and nobody will take a shot at it. So I'm gonna look at that a little closely. Also, we can rock with some Arizona Cats. Taijuan Walker is kind of in play to me. No Trevor Cahill at all. Sean Manaea is not a play that I like, but I do think we can take advantage of some Shoemaker against the Oakland Athletics. And Alex Wood and Johnny Cueto are both plays that I will not be fucking with. So now that we have talked about today's 15 games all day slate, just want to let you know, if you want to become a member of the DFS Sweatshop, like these gentlemen here, go to the website, thedailyfantasysweatshop.com. I'm going to drop a link in the description to this video so you can go check it out. Go there, man. Check out Guru's guys. Grade me. See where some of my picks have finished in the past few days, and then you'll understand why you should be a part of us here in the shop. So we are about to go in and break down this very same slate with a fine-tuned comb. We probably going to be up to the better part of the early morning, really combing through the stuff, man, breaking it down. And we're going to be really chopping it up. So I want you to be in here, man. If you want to be, go ahead and get with us, man. Get with us. We would love to have you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me over on YouTube. This is where I got my start at. I love developing this free content for you. But if you want to dig a little bit deeper, come and join us here in the Sweatshop, man. This is your host, the DFS Gurusdom. Follow me on Twitter, at DFS Gurusdom. Signing off. The number one thing I want you to do when you're in the shop is keep it 300. Let's go get to it, y'all.